we've had plenty of solutions now where we basically postponed the real solutions. We bought some more time, and what is happening now with fiscal policy is exactly the same thing. If you have a debt ceiling, the Europeans will talk about how you can make that binding. In the US, the concern is much more whether you can lift it in time in order not to put too much brake on the economy. Now, the US economy has bottomed out, it's coming back, and I think sooner or later the US has to face the fiscal issue, not just in the sense of delaying adjustment, but really making a credible adjustment.
But they seemingly don't have to face it because we seem to go over the fences. I mean, whether it's Simpson-Bowles, whether it's the debt commission last year, the deficit commission, whether it's the fiscal cliff, it gets pushed further down. When will the markets finally say enough?
Well, I think you can only repeat this exercise several times. And in Europe, we've clearly seen that there was a lot of complacency around debt, and market access was given, and actually refunding costs were low. But when the market turned against Europe, that market access was lost for a few countries. So I'm quite concerned that what we're leaving future generations is just a lot of debt rather than a better future.
Are you concerned that at some point the markets start to hiccup and say, enough, US? The politicians won't do your work, we will do it for you.
I think the US is the center currency country of the world. They're the renumerator of all exchange rate systems. So they have a lot more market access, than you would get for a European country. So they can kick the can down the road a lot longer than others might be able to. But at the end, you got to have a credible solution on how you bring down debt. And at some point, you got to face it. I'm not saying it needs to be now. I'm not saying it needs to be anytime soon. But it needs to be part of the policy framework.
Are you of the school that says the worst is over in the Eurozone crisis?
I'm not of that school because I really feel that major progress is only done under pressure of markets. What we have, I would say, an interim plateau. Things have improved. Clearly, the trend going forward is better than it was last year. But there are many political issues around that are unresolved. And we'll have the Italian election, we'll have a German election. So political risks might come to the fore again that might spook markets a lot more than the current more benign environment. And as investors will take a more risk-off attitude and refrain from investment, that might challenge European countries again.
So the message from Europe, if I'm reading you right, is you dare not take your foot off the gas.
No, my view is that more tackle the deep underlying issues that need to be tackled. Do the reforms that are needed to get back to growth. Because even if you fix the debt issues, where will growth come from in Europe? So Europe needs to do credible reforms and tighten fiscal policy somewhere down the road.